Hello and welcome to the as of yet determined to get a name podcast with my brother. Say hello with your creepy mask.
Hello, I'm Jared Garen.
And we are back with our podcast, formerly known as the Mario Kart podcast, but I love the enthusiasm already. But we decided to change up the formula a little bit. It's going to be just a standard. We're talking about gaming and gaming related stuff while playing games in general. Whatever games we want to play, whatever we have a craving for and we want to do a podcast to it, we will do. And since both of us, I don't think you have it anymore, I definitely don't have it anymore, have Nintendo Online.
No, I don't have it either.
Yeah, so playing Mario Kart 8 online is at the moment not a thing.
Also, I'm kind of tired of the game.
Same, actually. But I think that is why Nintendo very cleverly announced the new Mario Kart. But we gotta get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both don't have Nintendo Online anymore. We are tired of Monster Hunter, so we decided, why not play something else? And actually the environment link for Monster Hunter is really good for that. So we're just gonna run around, do whatever, maybe hunt some monsters in the background. Whatever, the game's not the main focus, but the games that we talk about and the other stuff that we talk about is the main focus, because this is now more than before a podcast that just has some entertaining visuals of gaming in the background. Again, we still don't have a name for that. Maybe I have a name once this goes live. We'll see.
Name is to be determined.
To be determined, the podcast. That's a good name.
I'm pretty sure someone already took that
Oh,
one.
that 100%, that's a name already. 100% to be determined is already a podcast name, so I don't think we are the first ones to figure something out there. But we also have some topics, like loosely laid out, that we want to talk about. And I think the big topic is the Switch 2.
Yeah, that one's a really big topic right now in gaming circles, because the thing got announced like 2 weeks ago or so.
Yeah, I think for us it's 2 weeks ago, and that kind of dates when this comes out. But honestly, I don't care. But there was some fun stuff. First of all, we finally, after years, like how long has it been with Mario Kart 8? Getting re-release after re-release after re-release?
I mean, it only got the one re-release on the Switch, but then they kept it like for... It's been like a decade.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Kart 8 felt like the Skyrim of Nintendo, or the Okami of Capcom.
Yeah, Okami's
Okay.
Capcom.
I was like, damn it, who made Okami again? Like Mario Kart felt like those titles.
Yeah. If not in the amount of re-releases, but definitely in the length of time it's available.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it is still a fun game, but honestly, about time that they finally brought out a new Mario Kart, because I think people were getting bored, even with all of the new tracks and everything that they brought to the game. Eventually it's just gonna get bored of always playing the same stuff.
Yeah, and to me at least, it kind of always felt like only getting the same tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online, even with the expansion pass.
Yeah, I also...
Maybe I'm just unlucky, or maybe I'm not playing at the right, or maybe I haven't played at the right times, but it felt like I never really got too many different tracks.
Yeah, I also never really got that many different tracks to actually play in the game. It's kind of a shame, because there's some really fun tracks in general in the game. I'm going over to you. But it's been kind of difficult to find.
Sooner over there.
I'm gonna go over there. Why not try our luck with that? But the track selection, at least in online for Mario Kart 8, was I don't know, unlucky to say the least, because I also felt like I was always going down the same 5 or 6 roads.
And Mario Kart World looks interesting, but I don't know how to feel about the whole every track is interconnected. You have to physically drive between the racetracks in Grand Prix. It's just an open
Even in the
world
Grand
mode.
Prix?
Yes.
That's something I didn't know. So that's
Like, they did announce that in Mario Kart World, in Grand Prix, you don't just race on the racetracks, but you also have to drive between them, like
really
physically.
now.
And that also gets impacted in your placing.
Seriously?
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I still feel a bit iffy about that, because what I liked about Mario Kart, or what generally racing games are for me, is like you know, the straightforward racing. Like, this, you're on one track, then the track ends, and then you're on the other.
Yeah.
And I don't really need more than that.
Yeah, I also feel
So-
like the aspect of, okay, now drive over to the other course that you have your next race on, feels... That's a choice. Like, that's a definite choice that I'm not sure.
I feel like this is one of those cases where I have to play it for myself and for my own proper opinion on it, because maybe it does feel better, and maybe the spark properly jumps over once I actually play it, but pre-release I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna vibe with that.
Yeah, that goes for me with the same thing that I say a lot of times about games turning open world, is not every game needs to be open world. And honestly,
Yes.
a racing game,
Yes.
I mean, I am personally, I'm a huge fan of open world games. Like, that's one of my like comfort genres, because I just love exploring through some random environments and seeing what the world has to offer, even if it sometimes just is empty and devoid of something. It's just feeling nice. But for a racing game, I'm not sure that that is the vibe I want my racing games to have.
Yep.
So
With
not-
so I kind of get the same vibe with Mario Kart World's open world modes that I get with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Sonic Frontiers, where people kept yelling at the developers to make an open world Pokemon or Sonic game,
yeah.
regardless of how good that would feel.
I mean, the thing with Scarlet and Violet is we've seen with Legends Arceus that a good open world Pokemon game would work. I think there was just something went horribly wrong with Scarlet and Violet that just didn't translate too well to that game.
To be
Which-
honest, I would count Pokemon Legends Arceus as more of an honorary Monster Hunter game.
A little bit, not
Like you have-
as
Like,
fleshed
you have the hub
out.
you have the hub village, and from there you choose the different areas. And once you're in the different areas, you're generally free to explore. Ow.
Yeah,
And
honestly,
and the plot is pretty linear, depending on what your progress is in these different zones. So I don't know. I've always kind of gotten Monster Hunter vibes from Legends Arceus.
honestly, I can see that. I 100% can see that, because looking back at it, pretty Monster Hunter-esque in a way. I mean, to be totally honest, the fight's way easier, but still,
Well, yes, since they're turn-based.
yeah,
Ow.
but still, still has a vibe of Monster Hunter. That's correct, because you have your big scary monsters, Pokemon in that case, that you go toe to toe against, like by yourself, tossing like random satchels of spice or whatever at them. So yeah, I honestly I can see the comparison there. But that said, also I'm curious to see what Legends Sigard will hold for us. Because Pokemon Legends Sigard looks...
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Looks interesting compared to what Legends Arceus was. Set A looks interesting and different in a way.
It looks a bit different, yeah.
Specifically
And it seems like the battle system in Legends ZA is gonna be more action-based, like real-time.
It reminded me a little bit when I first saw it of Xenoblade.
Oh yeah, same here.
With it is not turn-based, but it is action-based, and certain moves take longer to recharge until you can use them again. So I really got the same vibes of that I got from Xenoblade, which I think fits in an interesting way into the Pokemon universe. So I'm curious to see that.
It does certainly look very promising.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna try to play it on the Switch too, whenever I'm gonna get that one, because as we all know by now, the Switch 2 and its games are very pricey.
Yeah, but also I'm not one of the people that is complaining about the price tag on the Switch 2 and the Switch 2 games, because honestly, with how inflation and everything's been going, games should have been so much more expensive by this point. So we can be happy that like the price tag for games is actually still as low as it is when you think about it. The problem is that we all don't have enough money for that now. But
yeah,
that's not the problem that Nintendo or any of the other gaming companies can do something against.
Yeah, but the thing is also Mario Kart World, the physical version in Europe is gonna cost like €90.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But was that confirmed by now? Because so far I only heard that there's like hearsay and people just muttering about.
No, no, I think that's on Nintendo of Europe's official store page online. Okay. Like the digital version of Mario Kart World is gonna cost €80 or something. And the physical is gonna cost 90. I'll have to take another look at the store page if they've changed anything about that, but that's my last stand.
Okay.
Update?
Update, yeah. Well, again, I'm not 100% mad about that. Because again, games and consoles have been... Well, consoles have kept up better with the prices than games have. If we're gonna be honest about that. The consoles have kept up more with the prices than the games have. Especially, I understand when people complain about the PlayStation and everything being expensive. But if you think about how powerful the PlayStation or the Xbox are compared to any of the Nintendo consoles, they're way too cheap for what they can do at times. Especially the Xbox is like a legitimate PC that can run like high fidelity games for you. So in comparison to that, it is actually a really cheap console. Because if you want to have a PC that can run games as smooth as the Xbox can, you would have to spend a lot more.
Oh yeah.
So
too bad when it comes to exclusive that there's like not a whole lot on PlayStation 5 comparatively.
Yeah. I mean, Xbox can't really talk about exclusive games because everything that comes to Xbox also comes out on PC. So exclusive for
Yeah.
Xbox is like, yeah, okay, it comes out 1 month after release on the PC as well. Which is kind of the way Sony's been going at this point as well. Like, a lot of Sony titles start off exclusive, and then like half a year later it's like, okay, good, you can have it now on PC as well. Which
makes me wonder when that's gonna happen for Astro Boy, which
a
is
good
very
question.
PlayStation, which is
Yeah.
very PlayStation heavy.
when did that come out now?
Last year, I think.
Last year? Maybe sooner or later it'll happen, or it's one of these games, because there is the rare situations where some games just get stuck on one console forever. And I mean, Sony is not exclusively living from their gaming
games?
market, so they can
they
afford
have.
just going and saying, yeah, okay, you can have the games half a year, after 1 year, because honestly it doesn't matter to us, because that's just like maybe a third, if not even less, of what their total income is, because Sony is such a tech giant that they can afford having their games somewhere else and get some extra royalties out of that. It's not like Nintendo, who is like so contained within their own system, kind of like Apple, that they need people to play on their system and only buy on their system to actually make some money. But yeah, again, I'm not too shocked about the price tag so far for the consoles. I think honestly the Switch 2 with its price tag is probably exactly where it needs to be with the amount of quality that we can expect out of the Switch 2. That's my understanding of how good the quality of Nintendo consoles has been over the last years. Always
Yeah.
a little bit weaker and a little bit behind what the current standings are for gaming consoles and whatnot.
Yeah. Also, from what I remember, like the Switch 2 has a display that can play up to 120 frames per second,
Oh, okay.
which, like with 1080p or something, which feels very powerful for a gaming device, especially a handheld gaming device. I mean.
Yeah, that would be interesting to compare, but I have no idea what the specs for like the Steam Deck are, because I never looked into it. Because I know the Steam Deck also can play games pretty good. Like the Steam Deck is a lot of people's like Steam PC gaming go-to handheld at this point, so it can't be that weak. But again, I have no ideas about the specs, so
I'm pretty sure Digital Foundry is gonna make a comparison of the Switch 2 versus the Steam Deck and other handheld PCs. Once the
probably
thing is
yes.
out.
Probably. I mean, it would make sense to. You always get the comparisons, so that's just normal. Another game that a lot of people for the Switch 2 are really excited about is a new Donkey Kong game that's like in the same vein of Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
From, I think, the same team that made Super Mario Odyssey. At the very least, it looks like that.
It looks pretty similar to that, because there was also, I saw some people compare some characters already with characters that you see in Odyssey. So there definitely is some similarities there, so some people even said maybe it is in the same universe as Odyssey is, which would be a fun thing. The only thing that I'm so far said about with that is I really would have hoped for a new Donkey Kong Country. Because I love the Donkey Kong Country games. They're fun. They're my jam. But maybe we'll get some because they're giving some more love to DK right now, so the hope for getting another Donkey Kong Country game on a new console doesn't seem too slim.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
But Retro Studios has been busy with Metroid Prime 4 so far.
Yeah, I don't think we will get one until Metroid Prime 4 is out, which also really excited to see more about that because psychic powers for Samus, huh? Why not? That's an interesting new gimmick for her. Especially Metroid Prime 4, I'm curious to see right now where that will lay within like the grand scheme of the Metroid timeline.
It's probably still gonna be before Metroid 2, if I had to guess.
I would also suspect so, because from the looks of things, it didn't look like we are now also past Fusion.
Nope.
With the Prime series, like
Nope. So far, the Prime series was in between Metroid 1 and Metroid 2, timeline-wise.
And it didn't look like we jumped that much further forward in that situation, so... But that's okay. I mean, the one thing that I always wanted from Metroid was finally having a game that is playing after Fusion, and that was with Metroid Dread definitely fulfilled, so...
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not as upset at them anymore being so neglecting of the story of Metroid Fusion. Because now with Metroid Dread we finally have that. Which I still love, and I've been thinking about replaying that game for a good while now because it's just such a fun game.
Same, it's very good. Hopefully Metroid Prime 4 is also very good because while it looks very promising, I'm having some concerns about it. Largely because I kinda didn't vibe with Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is another revival of a series that has been dormant for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like... I get what they were going for with Brothership, and in a lot of ways it does feel like the prior games in the series, but there's just several minor decisions with the gameplay, the user interface, how you do attacks in battle, that are like, I don't know.
Yeah, some things they
like,
don't look as nice. I want to say something just rubs you a little bit the wrong way.
Like, if I may give you an example, in all the previous games in the series, Luigi's you had to select and execute Luigi's moves with the B button. Like that was the thing of the series.
Yeah, A was Mario, B was Luigi. That is just how it's been.
But in Brothership, you select Luigi's moves with A, and you actually execute them in battle with B. So it's like muscle memory down the drain.
Great, that's not gonna be confusing at all.
Yeah, and I don't remember there being anything in the options to change that, so yeah.
Well, that sounds like an absolute horrible way to try and do that. Why would they change that like that? Because the other way to design this was just really clear cut and easy to understand. So that's...
I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I just know that Brothership's way just feels weird to me.
Well, they're making weird decisions. Sometimes they make really weird decisions. That's just how it is.
Like with the character select UI screen in Mario Kart World. You've
Oh yeah.
seen that, right?
Yeah, I've
You've seen that,
it.
right?
I've seen that.
Where you can get alternate costumes for the characters.
Yeah.
And they're on separate slots in the character select screen, and so you have to scroll all the way to the right across like fuck ton billion options to look for the one you want.
Yeah. And that's just bad. That's just bad design. That's like drop down menu hell.
Yeah.
To which I had an epiphany when I recorded my last video of Pokemon right now, it's Ultra Sun. Pokemon's battle system, at least in Ultra Sun, feels like drop-down hell.
Oh no.
Because you have everything on the touch screen, and then you have to go to either battle, where you get your drop-down menu of all of the moves that you can use. If you go to items, you go into the bag, where you get several drop-down menus of the different items that you can use.
I mean, it's been like that for the DS games too.
Yeah, and it just dawned on me when I played the my last recording of it, and was like, oh, wow, I never realized it, but it's actually just drop-down menus.
Wow, what a view!
So that's gonna be a nice change of pace then with Legends CA, with a more like Xenoblade-esque approach to the game, to the battle system.
Yeah, let's see how that one turns out.
Yeah, I'm curious about
all I
that.
know is that it looks interesting, and that Nintendo's user interface has been very questionable recently.
Yes, but a lot of user interfaces have been questionable. I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds is also a little bit iffy.
Such a strong set.
Yeah, but in terms of Nintendo, it's like they already caught flag for Breath of the Wild, where the quick select menu is only like this horizontal line.
Oh yeah!
So you have to scroll a bunch in order to find what you need.
I completely blocked that out.
Which they kept for Tears of the Kingdom and made it worse because there's so much more shit to scroll through. And then they kept
Seriously?
that in Echoes of Wisdom, where there's even more shit to scroll through.
It makes sense.
Even though people have been complaining about that since Breath of the Wild.
Great. Why would they do that?
I have no idea.
I mean,
Nintendo.
okay, Tears of the Kingdom looks, and from what you told me, because I still haven't played it, but it looks very much just like a, not reskin, just updated version with more mechanics of Breath of the Wild, so...
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom ultimately felt like Breath of the Wild 2.0.
Yeah. And I mean, at the moment, I wouldn't be too upset about that still.
Let's inquest now.
Yup.
Prepared?
I guess we're going on a hunt. I was fishing. But yeah,
I was looking for beef with a giant spider.
that's okay. I'm going to make my way towards beef with spider. But yeah, I still have to play Tears of the Kingdom because, I mean, I played through
Wow,
what's it?
you sure got here fast.
Damn it!
Breath of the Wild.
Thank you. I completely blanked on what it was called. I played through Breath of the Wild, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. And especially the closer I got towards the end of playing it, the better I got used to all of the mechanics and how everything worked. So at the end of it, I was really, really happy about playing the game and getting better at the combat and whatnot. But I think it was still too soon to jump into Tears of the Kingdom right after that, because I think that would have been too much.
Oh yeah, I would absolutely recommend taking taking a longer break between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because I didn't, so I got burned out real fast.
Okay, yeah, that seems like a choice. That seems like the same kind of choice that some streamers have done with playing for all of the Souls games. And if they die once, they have to restart from the very beginning.
Oh no.
Yes.
Why would you do that?
I would say madness is probably the easiest way to describe why someone would opt to do something like this.
Really?
Because I understand saying, okay, you play for all of them in one go and just you complete the whole story and whatnot, that's one thing. But saying, no, you have to go through all of the games without dying even once, and if you die, you have to start it all over again. That sounds...
If you die in the game, you die for real.
That kind of is what it would be for me, because honestly, there's no way that I would be in any way, shape or form able to do that. But
Me neither.
that's not what I'm doing. I'm just happy if I get through the games and if I can try and do some random fun combinations of weapons and spells and whatnot in the games.
Like in my Elden Ring save file, I'm still stuck in the first area because Margit still walls me.
Oh, now that you say Margit, I actually recently saw a weird way how you can glitch Margit's fight. That has
God.
something to do with you go into the fight and then once you're inside you load out of the game somehow, and once you reload you're inside of the battlefield and Margit's just in the middle of it, not doing anything. But I don't know, there was something else to that, so I don't know how, but it looked really weird.
Also enjoy this view of the game looking kind of pretty for once, because for some reason Monster Hunter Wilds is a game where most of the time it looks kind of dull and drab.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame.
At least on my end, it looks sunny. Just the sky is blue.
The water is gorgeous.
The water is gorgeous.
Come in,
Like-
the water is fine. There's some weird slugs here. I'm not sure you can see them. The screen's gonna be smaller for all of you. But yeah, I'm still really flipping obsessed with Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, Monster Hunter Wilds is still... I hear so many people still complaining about everything with Monster Hunter Wilds and how bad it is and yada yada yada. Yes, it's not the best Monster Hunter game there is. Honestly, I had a lot more fun with Rise, if I'm gonna be honest in some aspects, because the wire bugs were fun in Rise.
Also, it's a long-running series. Of course, people are going to complain.
Yes, obviously. But for what Wilds has to offer at this point in time, honestly, I love it. It's fun. I love the sacred. Love being able to just run around and actually do stuff on the move with my partner and actually have a second weapon with me, which I actually learned a new weapon as well.
Oh, nice. Which one?
The switch blade, the charge sword. What was it?
Ooh.
Sword and shield, whatever. But that one's also a fun weapon that I've been playing around with, because I've been doing the arena challenges in Wilds right now, because you get some fun little clothing stuff from them, like you get some earrings.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do the arena challenge, you just get a random equipment loadout. And
Oh yeah, right. I've looked into that, but I haven't really done it yet because I've only played with the hammer so far.
yeah, and I think the arena, because it's not the most difficult monster that you have to hunt, and also I think you get like 8 or 9 attempts, I'm not 100% sure right now, at a monster. So you can go down more than just 2 or 3 times when you do the arena. You can actually try out your weapon without too big a stakes. and get a little bit of a feel for different weapons. And since I've been doing the arena challenge and trying out different things, honestly, the charge swords is a lot of fun for me. Still need to learn it a little bit better. And the other weapon that I found that is, I understand now why people love it so much, is the gun lance.
Nice.
There is not a lot of finesse, I feel like, that you need to do with the gun lance.
Natural trap.
A lot of stuff that you can do with the gun lance is just poke and explode, and honestly, it's effective.
I mean, I could also say that about the hammer. You just bonk the monster and it works.
Hey, when all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. So I think that's just par for the course. That just seems like exactly the way they intended the hammer to work.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, everyone that tries to make the hammer something more fancy than it actually is, nah, it's a hammer. What else do you want to do with that? Your hammer is here to bonk a monster over the head and be done with it. That's like all there is to that.
Gotta go bonk.
Gotta
You
go.
know Sonic's famous catchphrase.
Sonic's second less famous catchphrase, you mean? Gotta go bonk. It's weird that it's not Knuckles.
So Sonic was a hammer user this entire time in Monster Hunter.
Honestly, it's a shame that I haven't seen anyone go with an Amy Rose right now. Amy Rose, hammer,
He would absolutely be a hammer user, yeah.
100%. I
I
think
can see Sonic being like a dual blades user. You
the
know, since you
way
do this,
that
since you
people
do the
zip
spinny.
around with the dual blades and everything, honestly, that makes a lot of sense. I just thought like greatsword just because of Sonic and the Black Knight.
Oh yeah. No, I think dual blades is.
Yeah, no, I think if given the choice, I think Sonic would go for dual blades, because if you watch people play and fight with the dual blades, that just makes too much sense. That's correct.
Dual blades are basically Beyblades.
Yeah, 100%. If you see a dual blade user, that's not a dual blade, that's a Beyblade. And it will be shot out of a helicopter. Because that's what our defense system needs.
They take spin to win to the extreme.
100% correct. That's still one of my most upsetting things that I want to complain about ever in the Beyblade anime, was the one scene where they tried to apprehend the kids on doing something, and then there was this helicopter that came out and it had like the missile launcher contraptions down there, and then the things that it shot out was Beyblades. And I thought to myself, yes, that is what our defense systems need, is fucking Beyblades. Sure.
But also, I'm pretty sure I don't know if that was like a fake shitpost or something, but I've seen like a scene from the Beyblade anime online where you see Jesus parting the Red Sea with a Beyblade.
I think it's Moses, and I think that's true.
Oh yeah, Moses. Moses,
I
yeah.
think that is true. I seem to vaguely recall that happening.
Oh hey, there's a tempered Congalala.
Oh. Well,
It's just running past me because
oh, I see where it's going. Do you want to hunt that thing?
I'm sure. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'll be right over there.
Also, since we're apparently on the topic of left the place. Oops.
Well,
Oh well. But anyway, since we are apparently on the topic of Sonic, Shadow Generations is really fucking good.
oh, I heard a lot of great things about Generations.
Sonic Generations was already a very popular game in the series,
Yeah.
and I liked it when I played it last year in the remaster with Shadow Generations. But I think towards the end it loses a bunch of steam.
Yeah, you said during towards the end it felt a little bit more like it was dragging on than how
Yeah.
smooth it felt at the beginning, which I can see.
Yeah, like I didn't really vibe with Planet Wisp, which is like the final the final level, the final zone, and the final boss is also pretty bad in Sonic Generations.
But that just sucks.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Shadow Generations was very, very good the entire time, I feel.
Oh.
And I say that as someone who only very recently got into the Sonic series thanks to Shadow Generations. Because I feel like that game made me go like, I get it now after I beat it.
Ah. Fun. See,
Like,
Shadow was the good guy all along.
Like, especially if you followed me on social media, where I've mentioned very often that I'm just wasn't vibing with Sonic games because they were just too fast for me. But something changed with Shadow Generations, apparently.
Shadow was
So
just
now
the
it's-
right kind of fast, apparently.
So now I've been kinda trying a bunch of games in the series
I mean, it's.
and enjoying them.
Think we can mine
I mean,
this?
I'm more of a watcher of the Sonic games than a player of them. I enjoy a lot of the YouTubers that just play the Sonic games because it's just fun watching them. I don't know if I would get as much joy out of them myself, but also I haven't played a Sonic game myself in like years. So who knows? Well, actually, that's not 100% true. I think like 2 or 3 years back, I actually jumped back into Sonic Heroes for shits and giggles.
Oh yeah, Sonic Heroes is like the one for the GameCube, which has some very janky level design, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and that is putting it lightly. So, by the way, if you want to take a dive, you can dive here.
Alright, I've never tried the diving thing.
Yeah, do it and be ready to fish some stuff out, and maybe have your net ready as well, because you can catch fish while you're underwater with the net.
Cool. Let me give that a try.
But yeah, Sonic Heroes. I played it again because I was like, okay, when I played it originally, I was still a lot younger. I wasn't as used to like janky game physics and whatnot, so I'm probably better at the game now. And granted, I got a lot further than I did way back when I played it originally for the first time. But it's still just as janky.
Yeah, I think for most games of the series, you just kind of have to expect that and go with it.
You have to figure out what kind of jank it is and just deal with it. And Sonic Heroes has its own very unique kind of jank, I feel like. But worse than that is still Sonic and the Lost Rings, I think it is called.
Sonic and the Seven Rings or something.
Something like
Because they went all Wiimote.
Yeah, motion
nonsense on that.
controls. They were like, that game. You wanna go fast? You wanna control yourself like you're drunk the whole time? Motion controls in this Sonic game. Let's go.
It was an early Wii game, so of course they had to shove in the Wiimote controls.
Yes, and
Like every other developer at the time.
that hurt the game a lot, because I feel like in terms of design and actually the levels, it would have been one of the more fun Sonic games with just running, avoiding obstacles, but just going fast actually.
Normal controls, right?
Yeah, but wow, the motion controls. I remember having one level in particular that I just could never beat, and I was stuck on. And I think at one point I even tried to replay the game. I got to the exact same spot and could not get past that same spot again, because it's so incredibly jank and broken that this portion is nearly impossible to get through. So that was fun.
Yeah. I feel like if they ever do like a re-release or a remaster, they've gotta fix the controls, because
Yes. Like, for
I've-
that game, definitely.
I have no idea how to fish. I don't like it.
I actually did all the
Immediately.
fishing quests in the game, and Let me tell
You have
you, they are
You have more patience for that than I.
They
do.
are tedious. The reason why I did that was because I had done everything else that was available to you at this point in the game. Because of course I had done everything else. And while waiting for Misutsune and the rest of the new content to come, I was like, okay, I'm gonna deal with the fishing minigames now, and I did it. And honestly, trying to catch a whopper in this game, difficult, but also kind of fun once you get the hang of it. And I mean, you need to get the hang of it if you want to finish off the fishing stuff in this game, so...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that off until way later.
I mean, also the indigenous life quests are also tedious. I don't know if you've done those where you just run around and try to find the endemic life. That's it, not indigenous life. The endemic life things. And catch them.
I've done a bunch of those, and yeah, I've always looked for where those things are they want, because
I feel like you need to look up where to find some of those, because that like shooting star kinda running away from you thingy was the worst. I mean, you get at least a title and an achievement out of that, but that thing sucked a lot. It looks kinda cute. It also kinda reminded me of Baby Ridley from Other M.
Part of a hunter's
oh my god, El Pollo Loco.
Exactly. It remembered me of El Pollo Loco. Just a little bit more shiny and blue. To which I wanna say, I kinda would love to have Other M remaster.
That would be fun. I remember liking the gameplay of it.
Yeah, and
The story is
something
another thing.
that's neither here nor there. I wanna say, if you like the story, you like the story. If you don't like it, you don't need to tell that to anyone, because it is expected at this point, I think.
It's been talked to death by this point.
Yes, so yeah, if you don't like it, it's okay. We believe you. There's not a lot of people that like it, so sound off if you're one of the people that like the story. I think the story is okay. It feels...
I think it had some good ideas, but the execution was a
It
bit
was
lacking.
a bit janky for what they had in mind, which is why I'm like, the story is okay, because I can see what they were going for, but they did not land that at all.
Nope.
So let's hope that Metroid Prime 4 doesn't have the same issue. Because that would suck.
Another game I'm kind of looking forward to is that Sonic Crosswords racing thing, because
Oh, yeah.
because that one seems like more like a straightforward racing game, like a fun like such a fun kart racer thing like Mario Kart, which I'm looking forward more than what Mario Kart World is doing.
Yes. Like Mario Kart World it's going to be an interesting thing. That's like, you cannot deny that game will sell like crazy when it comes out still. Despite the fact that
yeah.
everyone complains about the pricing, it will still sell like crazy. But I think the need, the craving for just your normal standard racing game is, I don't think it's gonna be actually satiated with that, unless they do something else with that we did not see in the trailer yet. Like maybe once you start playing like global matches with other players again, maybe that will feel more like you just sit down and have a race and that's it. And then you go to the next course. Maybe those will feel more like what people are actually looking for. But that's something I don't think we have seen. So,
Yeah, let's see until the game is out.
yep. But the one thing that they definitely should bring back is F-Zero.
Absolutely.
Like, why the crud? Can we not just get an F-Zero that you can play online? people love fast racing games, and if
But
F-Zero
you
is
see,
one
it's gotta be innovative and have a new gameplay thing because that's what Nintendo does. They have to reinvent the wheel every couple of years.
You know what the fun thing is that I more learned a little bit more recently? The saying with you don't need to reinvent the wheel to get anywhere big, it's not 100% true. Because
Oh, that's the case for a lot of sayings.
yeah, because if you look at the wheel and how it looked originally and how it looks now, the wheel has been redesigned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you need to reinvent the wheel. Even if it's just another wheel, you need to do something different to make people actually...
Made eye contact with it.
Why would you do that? My pelican just screamed at me.
Oh,
Like, I made eye contact with the monster and I was like, how? It was behind the tree, why would you do that?
hello.
But yeah. Oh, hi. Funny running into you here. But yeah.
It's almost like we're playing the same game.
Weird, right?
In an environment link, even.
Extra weird. But yeah, the reinvention for F-Zero to make it stand out beneath all of these other racing games and to actually bring something new to the table would be make it an online playable game. That is such a big reinvention for F-Zero that I think it would fly pretty well and you wouldn't need to do much more. Maybe,
Yeah, that would be fun.
maybe, you know what? If you wanna be extra with reinventing, inventing something there, build in a character designer for F-Zero. With
Oh, God.
F-Zero GX, you had a racing pod design. What the fuck are the things called that you have in F-Zero? Are they cars?
I think the vehicles.
Vehicles. You had a vehicle designer so that you can design your own personal vehicle. Let's let you design the racer for that vehicle as well.
Do they?
And then give it online playability. There you go. We reinvented it for you, Nintendo, and now fucking give us F-Zero. Like, that's not so difficult, right? That was pretty straightforward of how that could be done.
Is that a Rathalos over there? It's red, so it looks like a Rathalos.
Yeah, I think that's a Rathalos.
Oh, it's a tempered one.
Oh. I mean, I would need to sit down and eat something before I tackle that thing.
Same.
Don't mind me, just cooking up a meal here. There's just a giant Rathalos next to me. What's the worst that could happen? Oh yeah, another thing that came out that I don't know how relevant it is for you, but the Minecraft movie is a thing.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of the memes already. Namely, Jack Black just yelling the name of some Minecraft things.
The chicken jockey, for some odd reason, apparently breaks the internet, and I don't understand why.
Me neither.
Like, I understand people being excited about seeing certain mobs, but why turn so feral about the flippin' chicken jockey? Like, that makes like next to no sense for me. But then again, a lot of things that people are doing like that don't make a lot of sense for me. For that thing, I might switch over to a different weapon.
Nice.
Did you ground that thing? Beautiful.
Got it on the ground.
But yeah, I'm still kind of here or there with if I actually want to go and see the Minecraft movie, because I mean I'm a big fan of Minecraft. I don't know if the movie is gonna give me anything that I'd be interested in, however. Because it's
I'm probably not gonna watch it because I'm not very interested in Minecraft.
yeah, I mean for you there's like no interest there whatsoever, so I understand why you wouldn't go there. But Minecraft is something that I dunked a lot of time into, so obviously it is something that I would be more interested in than you. But also, just looking at it, like the Mario movie was fun because there was a story, there was a character there that you know, that you can relate to. But with the Minecraft movie and everything, I don't think that it has the same vibe for me. It feels unnecessary. Don't know if that's the right way to say that.
Minecraft is a popular IP, so they gotta branch out for that, I guess.
Oh, in that case, be ready for the Fortnite movie hitting us anytime soon.
Oh my god.
I mean, the way it's going at the moment with games and movies, that doesn't seem too far-fetched if you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm happy about it, I'm just saying that seems like exactly what's gonna happen next.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's gonna be upsetting. And I wonder, I mean,
Shit.
I kinda don't wanna move, I kinda don't wanna know it, but I wonder what a Fortnite movie would even be about, because I don't think there's really a lot of story that you can get out of that. Then again, they made a Minecraft movie, so...
Also, I feel like a Fortnite movie would have to be animated, but also they made the Minecraft movie with real people. So
Oh,
yeah,
you know, a Fortnite movie would 100% be real people, because animation is bullshit and nobody wants animation anymore nowadays.
I hate how right that sounds because yeah,
It's not my opinion, like 100%
I know.
not. But if you look into the movie industry and everything, that's sadly the way it's going, and that's just horrible. And you know what
and like
thing?
with all the Disney remakes of many of their animated movies into live action, where they just lose a lot of the charm.
Yes. But that's not the only thing that I'm scared about here, because the rise of AI movies and stuff is
Yeah.
upon us. And
Unfortunately.
yeah, and with Disney always bringing out movies, doing the newest trend, I think we can expect Disney putting out some AI videos in the near future. And that's just extra sad if you ask me.
Yeah,
And Disney would
absolutely.
not be against that. That's also something that people need to get into their mind, because Disney is a money-grabbing company, and if they can save money and still put out animated movies, they will do that.
Yep.
So yeah, Disney AI animated movies coming to you probably within the next 2 or 3 years. If all things go
Probably.
horrible.
Probably. I hate how likely that sounds, but it's probably gonna happen.
Yes. And I hate how many people will go and watch these movies and then will be like, oh, it looks so good. That's something I also already hate. It's gonna be a sad thing when actual hand-drawn animation and real people animating is all gonna diverge over into indie animation, which is going to be such a sad thing.
Yep.
But it's not like I could do something against that, because I am the kind of person that will have to way around what I get to eat within the next 3 or 5 years because I'm not having enough money.
Same.
So yeah. And I also wanna just quickly mention that yes, this is in its essence a gaming podcast. Doesn't mean we cannot get political or otherwise involved in other topics. These also have to do a lot with games. Actually, that is something that I also quickly want to rant about. People complaining about politics in their video games and then bringing games to the table like the Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
I've seen that comment a bunch of times already. Like, oh no, politics don't belong into games. And then, oh man, Metal Gear Solid are my most favorite games ever. It's like, bro.
Are we playing even the
you know.
same games or what?
Yeah.
And
Like I still remember that one video I've seen on social media like years ago where it's like Metal Gear Solid 3, but it stops when it gets political and it doesn't even get one line into the opening and it stops.
yeah, because that game is political in its core.
Yes.
And I also want to point out to people saying Pokemon and stuff like that should never be political. I think they never read what the crud the villains were talking about after like Red and Blue.
Yeah.
Because these villains seem awfully political to me. Or just insane, like Getz is, if you're gonna be totally honest there. But we wouldn't have a lot of video games without politics. Especially not flippin' Metal Gear.
And yeah, politics also impact video games, like we see with the pricing for the Switch and its games.
Yeah.
Oh, someone got carded.
Oh no. Well, it had to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
Because, to be totally honest, both of us are only half paying attention to this fight because we have other stuff actually going on.
Yeah. It may have been a bit of a mistake to go up against Temperate Rathalos.
Ah, it's gonna be fine. It already has a skull, so
Oh, never mind.
never underestimate the fact that both of us are pretty high leveled in gear, and the monsters in Monster Hunter games always scale their HP with how many players are in a fight, so... Or at least they used to. I'm not sure if it's still the case, so...
I'm pretty sure they should still do that in Monhan. Right.
I mean, I would expect, because it would be a weird change to keep that out. But see, we did that, no problem. Easy peasy. More or less easy peasy.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that Sacred looks like a chocobo.
Oh yeah, that's a chocobo! Or at least as close as possible to a chocobo.
Chocobo colored.
Oh, and it's gone.
Very
It's been
yellow.
raptured. Well,
Nice work, Hunter.
I would say...
I have to go now. I have to participate in the chocobo races on the gold saucer.
Oh, the gold saucer. Honestly, I'm really excited to jump into the remasters of Final Fantasy VII. Still haven't touched them.
Yeah.
Still haven't touched it. But I'm still really excited for those.
Yeah, the gold saucer is in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second
Yeah.
part of the remake trilogy.
Yeah, really excited about that because
Let's cleanse that status.
it's been such a fun game, and actually jumping back into it with like a little bit of an upgrade to the gameplay and everything, it just sounds fun.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy 7 Remake and 7 Rebirth.
I mean, what
I
I've
know,
seen
I know
from
I did.
what I've seen from you, I'm definitely sure I will enjoy it. Anyway, I would say we are going to leave our first, whatever the crud it's gonna be called, podcast episode here.
Okay.
Because we've been going for an hour, and I think for the moment we have more or less exhausted what we wanted to talk about. I mean, there's always more, and who knows when we will do the next podcast, really? Because... yeah, let's just go for the clap. Because there will always be new games coming out, there will always be new gaming news. What the crud is going on?
Oops. Is there...
Oh
Oops.
gosh, giant dragon. Anyway, podcast out. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.
Oops. Maybe should not have paused in the fucking nest of the thing.
Yeah, that was the most perfect way to end it. Oh my fucking god, it's still after me.